Anyone else like me and you just want to get the basics done so you can relax? I feel like all my work is so that I can do nothing. Isn't that bizarre? Is that like a thing? Hey everyone, I'm gonna try and get this in shot. We have just got home from an amazingly busy weekend, and actually we had a really busy week, and I wanted to just vlog my day today. I'm trying to get myself back on track. Sometimes when I'm feeling the least motivated, I need to push through. I woke up completely daunted by everything I needed to do today, and I simply didn't want to get started. But I'm using this video today as a motivation to get started. I did think initially that I'd just spend 5 minutes in each bedroom or 5 minutes in each space in my home and just see what I could do. But I'm starting to think that in actual fact, I really just want to do the basics and I don't care how long it takes me. But I'm thinking it's going to take me a couple of hours, and then I'll just be able to relax and know that I've done my best and I've loved on my home. So we've been away for a few days, and prior to that we had family visiting, and then prior to that we had lots of activities, and then prior to that we were recovering from a full term of work. And so now we're just into our second week of the school holidays here in New Zealand, and I don't want to spend all week just like procrastinating. It's an amazing spring day here. The wind is going. I'll be able to get a little bit of washing done. It's kind of starting to be about when I would change over all the linen from winter to summer, or even just lessen the amount of bedding. I'm not going to do so much of that today. And I really just wanted to bring you along, and maybe it might motivate you. Maybe you're feeling a little bit lethargic and less in love with your home if it's in a bit of a bad way. Because I don't know about you, but nothing's ever perfect. And as much as I would love things in my home to be exactly how I want them, they're just not. And I just have to remember in times like this that I have a beautiful, beautiful home and it serves us well. And I just want to be able to function in it without feeling like I've neglected it, but also function in it in a way that makes me feel good to be at home. So I'm going to spend some time on that today, and I'll just show you how I do things, and maybe it might inspire you. Maybe it might encourage you that you don't have to do a lot to make a big difference in your home. I'm gonna do up my hair. I'm gonna get it out of my face because it's time to work. And I do need a bobby pin this side because look, always falls down. Pops in my eye, causes chaos. Off we go. So first of all, grab the vacuum cleaner and start putting away bigger items. Sleeping bag from when we went away, in the picnic basket when I take food to people's houses. Needs to find its home again. Found some art paints, don't know why those were out, and just making some space. Deodorant, just finding homes for things that shouldn't be in the kitchen area. Sandwich press that's been out for the best part of last week, and all these bits and pieces that are still on the buffer. This living area is where we spend the most of our time, so it tends to be the place that gets the most cluttered. This is a vet bill from Friday night. Our dog ended up in A&E. She ate some poisonous food and ended up with medication and drips and oh my goodness, but it didn't stop us from going away. She's okay now, of course. It was mostly painful for our wallet more than anything. So this blackboard, whiteboard thing going on here, I have got everything drawn up on a whiteboard that should be on this blackboard, which should be over here on the wall, but I never got a chance to draw it up. So I'm going to get that tidied up today for the next few weeks' activities, but I don't want to do it right now because it will be a huge distraction. So back into it, getting vacuuming done, and I realised that I've not finished watering my plants, so I quickly went over to grab that, and of course at this time, hubby and sees I'm videoing and quickly departs. These are some succulent cuttings that I took from some family members' homes, with their permission of course, and I'm going to try and propagate them in water, and some of them will go into soil, but I've never done this before, so I'm going to see how it goes. So I've been working on my spring garden, but I don't want to spend too much time on it right now. It's just sitting on the table. I'm going to keep it right where it is. I'll come back to it. Okay, so this room has been a little bit like a teenager's bedroom for the last, I don't know, week or so. One night we had 4 teenagers in here, another night we had 3 teenagers in here, the next night we had 8 teenagers in here, between here and the garage and the bedrooms. So it needs a tidy. It needs some love and care. So vacuuming first. Actually, I'm going to get rid of the rubbish first and then I'll vacuum next. It's actually looking better. I think we must have done a quick run through clean out before we left here on Friday. I bet you there's stuff under the couches, bet you. And then here's my son's computer space in the corner. Fire mess, which as usual, when we've got fire going. Last week we had a cold snap. So I'm finishing up the lounge. One weight, hopefully I'll find the other one as I go. This is the hallway space that I'm going to move into. It just needs a vacuum really. And I'm putting the indoor clothesline outside. I probably will use it still for a few weeks, so I'm just moving it out of the way so I can vacuum. The spare room, getting rid of rubbish and linen and washing. And it just goes on and on. So I'm just been in the spare room, which is also my office space, but I just had to tidy up this. So this bedroom, I didn't give you a before picture and I'm a bit bummed about that because it was a mess. This was loaded up with a whole lot of bedding that had been used throughout the week, and it had clean washing on it that people had rifled through to grab stuff to go away. So I've stripped the bed, I've put everything into the laundry that needed to be done. I've got the duvets there airing out, and I vacuumed the floor. And there was nothing else really in here to tidy up. So I'm pretty happy with this room. I'm just going to keep moving on to the next. Okay, so I've been going since 12:45 and it's now 1:58. So it's nearly 2 o'clock, so that's 1 hour and 15 minutes. And I really don't want to spend too much longer on this. I just want to feel like my house is in order and not like I'm having to do a deep clean. Like I've simply just had to do the basics in every space. Like the vacuuming I could do way more in depth, but I'm just not wanting to do that. Otherwise I just get too engrossed in one project and I never get the rest of it done. So I'm going to spend about 15 minutes on each bedroom. Maybe I'll spend 10 minutes on each bedroom and 10 minutes on each bathroom. I've got the ensuite and the kids' bathroom, but I don't necessarily need to do a whole lot in the kids' bathroom. It's my ensuite that I would pay attention to because my teenagers clean their own bathroom generally. So I'm just going to do a quick tidy up of everyone's bedroom and get things a little bit more in order and vacuum the bathrooms, things like that. And I'm going to give myself 45 minutes to be done. Anyone else like me and you just want to get the basics done so you can relax? I feel like all my work is so that I can do nothing. Isn't that bizarre? Is that like a thing? You want to get everything done so that you can be lazy. Room done, and now onto the bedroom. So I've got my son's room and I'm really unsure how much to show you guys because he really does need his privacy. So his basically has got clothing around the place a little bit. His bed is completely unmade. He has school gear that he's never unpacked from the end of term. He is 17, he's pretty squared away with what he needs in that respect. All I'm going to do in his room is strip his bed of his sheets because he's away camping right now and I can wash them. And I'm going to vacuum his room and I'm going to put his clean washing in the drawers. That's all I'm going to do for him. Timer is on. Found my other weight. So I'm going to add 15 minutes to that because I forgot to have some lunch. So I've got some salad greens here, some cold meat, and I'm going to have a banana with it. So adding 15 minutes, timer stopped, eat some lunch. I got a visitor, so I had to stop, but I'm back. Okay, so I've just finished my banana, just finished my lunch, just finishing my water. I'm not going to do my dishes, I'm just going to leave everything there and get back to it. Did have an interruption with a friend that came to visit to pick up my daughter to take her for the night, and so I'm just going to assume that I've got an extra kind of 20 minutes up my sleeve now on top of what I had. So I finished my son's room. Didn't end up doing a whole lot with his clothing, just piled it up, got a few bits and pieces off the floor, stripped his sheets, and I've just left his room vacuumed. I'm not going to do a whole lot in my daughter's room either. I'm going to vacuum the floor, and I'm going to pick up any clothing off the floor and put it on her bed. Make sure her sheets are clean, because I could also wash those. My laundry is looking rather full right now. I'm also washing sleeping bags that kids slept in last week, but the weather is gorgeous, so it's a good day to be doing that. So I'm just going to see what I can get through. So in amongst everything else, I'm back and forwards to the washing machine, listening to it finish a load, I put another load on, get it out on the line. So all I've got yet to do is our bedroom, which is fairly straightforward, and our bathroom. So I'm thinking I'm going to need 10, 20, maybe 30 minutes max, and then I'll be done. Time to unload the vacuum cleaner. I'm not 100% sure if it had much in it to begin with, but I know it had some, but it does pay to keep an eye on that, otherwise it won't do its like sucky thing. So I have done a video recently about teenagers and their bedrooms and minimalism, and I did interview my two teenagers. Sorry, that is the washing machine doing its thing. You can go and have a look at those about what they think about it and keeping their room tidy and the items that they have in their wardrobes. I'm not going to show you my daughter's room. I'm really committed to keeping her stuff private, but she has shown you quite a bit of her bedroom in that video. Yeah, so I've just vacuumed her room, her sheets are fine. Moving on to mine and our bathroom. Moving down into here, and I actually have our dog's cage is in here, and she sleeps in there. We put her in there so that she doesn't annoy us throughout the night. And our bed needs some attention because we still have our electric blanket on there, and we still have our woolen blanket cover. And last night it was so hot. I know that we're going to get a few cooler nights, so I'm thinking that I might just leave our electric blanket on for another month, but I'm going to take this heavy bedding off because we don't need it at night. It gets too warm. So it's the end of the day, and I've got basically the washing that I had already existing at the start of the day that needed doing, and then I've got 2 sleeping bags there that are still to do. I've got 4 on the line, and my son's bed sheets that are going to get done while he's away. I've still got these to hang out because it's still got a few more hours of drying time, so I'll get those hung. And I've got this blanket here that I know I can just do a quick gentle wash, and that can go back in the lounge. I know that that'll be dry by the end of the day. So not a lot of washing left to do. I don't feel overwhelmed, and I could very well be. I've managed to stay on top of it these last 2 or 3 hours, so that's good. It is 3:30 p.m. So it took me 15 minutes extra longer than I wanted. And I feel like the house is much more in order. I have actually quite a bit of washing, but even then I don't have as much as I thought I would have. I thought I would have a heap more towels and possibly more bedding, but mostly it's sleeping bags. and that is part of my cunning plan of having sleeping bags. It just means I can get on with what I need to do for the rest of the holidays. I want to spend some time out in the garden, which today would have been an amazing day out in the garden, but I needed to get this done first because it just makes me feel like when I come inside to have dinner, I'm not behind. I feel like, okay, so this is a bit in order. I can get out and get busy. I've started organising my seeds that I want to buy this week for spring and getting the seeds planted for end of October. End of October we can guarantee the last frost, and so I'm still getting a few of my beds ready, and I'm going to get those veggie seedlings going so that they can be planted out. I do think the only thing I need to do next or before the day is over is get that blackboard drawn up, because the thing that helps me keep things even more organised throughout the week, especially when there's so much happening, the kids' activities and work, and we've still got quite a bit of travel happening this week because it's the holidays. So I will make sure I've got that done and I'll show you the finished product of that. Thank you for hanging out with me today. Thank you for watching me get my house done, hoping that this has inspired you and encouraged you and maybe motivated you to get started and just spend a few hours loving on your home, making it a space that you want to be in. Be sure you hit the subscribe and the like button. I'm going to be talking about linen next, so I'm just going to show you the minimalist ways that I approach linen and what we have and what we don't have, so that might be of interest to you. But until next time, bye for now.